What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Welcome back here to another football video here. Going to be doing a preview for the Poland and the England game of the 2022 World Cup qualifiers. So what can I say about this game? And first of all, I highly doubt we're going to win this game, just not only because Poland don't have Lewandowski. Poland are not going to have Lewandowski in this game because Lewandowski, had an injury, I think, against Andorra, and hopefully it's not a serious injury, but he's believed to be out for, I think, 5 to 10 days. So of course, it's going to be a big blow for us, but even with Lewandowski, I highly doubt we're going to win this game just because England obviously have the better talent than we do because, Poland don't really have talent outside of Lewandowski, Szczesny, and Glick because, we don't have the players that can match up with the talent of the England players. So that's how much I know we're going to be at a big disadvantage against a very good England team. And, speaking of England's football team, I have tons of respect for England's football team, not only because of what they were almost able to accomplish at the World Cup in Russia. Like, England were freaking amazing at the World Cup in Russia, and of course, I heard about how, England had an easy schedule, blah, 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 but it's like, hey, you got to give this England team credit for what they were able to do at the World Cup in Russia. Like, they almost made it to the World Cup final, and, I was generally bummed out that they didn't make it to the World Cup final because it would have been fun to see an England versus France World Cup final showdown because, hey, what England were doing at the World Cup, you got to give them credit. Even if, you perceive them to have an easy schedule, they still did a heck of a job at the final. So, not at the final, of course, but in the playoffs as well. So, hey, this is what makes this England team pretty respectable in my eyes because, you look at their talent with Jadon Sancho, with Raheem Sterling, with Harry Kane, with Marcus Rashford, with Trent Alexander-Arnold. England's football team can go very, very far, and I do think they're one of the favorites to win the Euros as well this year. So, hey, this England team, man, you got to give them props. Even if you're not a fan of this team, with the front attack they have with Harry Kane, and all those players, they can certainly go very, very far. And my question for Paulo Sousa for this game is going to be, is he going to play a highlight or no? Because, Paulo Sousa obviously played a highlight in the Hungary game, and it really massively backfired on us because if it wasn't for Lewandowski's heroics, we would have lost that game to Hungary. But, against England, I hope that Paulo Sousa is not going to be thinking of playing a very high line because if he does that, then we're just going to leave ourselves exposed on the counterattack. So realistically, man, I think that the approach that Paulo Sousa should take to this game is maybe play a very deep defensive formation, maybe stack the box with 8 players so that we don't allow our opponent any space. But even with that, it's going to be impossible because, our defense as of lately in the last couple of 8 games has really, really been struggling, so, our defense is going to have a big test against England. And I think it's going to be a very difficult task for our defense because England's front attack, man, is just really freaking good. Like, seriously, man, with the pacey players they got, they can just easily hit us on the counter in the blink of an eye. And the next thing we know, we're down 2-0 at halftime. But I think it's just going to be a big win for England. I think we're going to lose this game 5-0 now. That's not me being negative. That's just me being realistic about this game. But I'm hoping that for the second England game, we're going to have a Harry Kane Lewandowski showdown. But it just sucks it's not going to be on this game, especially since, we're going to be playing at the Wembley Stadium. And, Wembley is a very, very difficult place to play against. So I think that's pretty much it, all I have to say about this game, man, because realistically, man, there's nothing much else I could say except that, let's just hope that we can, stack the box with 8 players and, not allow England any space. But even with that, it's probably going to be downright impossible. And of course, we're also going to have to hope that maybe Szczesny can have a big game at Wembley as well and all that, because Wembley is a very, very difficult venue to play. And, without Lewandowski, it's not going to be any easier for us. So I'm hoping that Paulo Sousa is going to be able to play maybe a 4-4-2 formation, play play Milik and Piontek alongside each other and all that stuff, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this game in the comment section below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, and let's see what happens.